Hi, this is Lady Shasha the Fashion Freak. I'm back again this week to talk to you about Love and Hip Hop episode 4. Before I start that, I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I think it's really awesome when new people subscribe every week. It's exciting. And thank you to some of the people that have been encouraged me to keep up doing these videos. It's like Tony Magnificent, as always. Why You Piss Me Off. That's not me saying why he pissed me off. No, it's a person whose name is at Why You Piss Me Off. But she's pretty cool. Dorian Gray, been retweeting my stuff. This is awesome. Hollywood and Barbie, you know who you are. Rye Digger, that's R to the Y, Digger. And my people on Google Plus. I really loved the support I'm getting on Google Plus. I like that. That's awesome. So, thank you. Anyways, I meant to do a video, put up this video way earlier today than what is happening, but I decided to write a blog about it first. Well, I use the term write loosely. Usually I would write a blog about it, but because the way the fight was recorded, well, not recorded, the way it was edited, the way the fight was edited and shown to us, I feel like it was very difficult to see what the hell was going on. So, being that I have a DVR, I went back, rewatched it, and I'm able to pause it, rewind it, and all that kind of stuff. So, I just did a complete photo blog of different screen captures from the show. So you can see what exactly happened, who at what time. Well, I can't say at what time because that's a whole editing thing, and things can be put into different order. You know how that works. So anyways, I'm just going to do my vlog how I usually do it, which is not a recap because I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to talk about the different people, my reaction to what I saw them do or say. So I'm going to skip over Mimi because I know they had a little girls' time where I think it was K. Michelle, which I'm going to call her Keisha Michelle from now on because like it's uncanny, the Keisha Cole thing. Everybody says it. I agree with them. I'm going to call you Keisha Michelle. So Keisha Michelle and Ariane, I don't know. A. We'll just call you A. I don't know how you spell your name. How you say your name. And Mimi are having a little cry fest about Stevie J or whatever. I wasn't paying attention. All I noticed was that Ariane looks so pretty. Like I think I said before, she looks like a little black Betty Boop. She's very, very pretty in some lights. Like when she was talking to Mimi, she looked like Betty Boop. When she was doing her talking heads, she didn't look like it. So I don't know. People, these things kind of change up. But I wasn't really here for that. I was just waiting for the fight. Like I felt like the whole time I was watching the episode, I'm just waiting for this fight to pop off because that's all I really care about tonight. So, meanwhile, I got to sit through Erica inviting her mom over and trying to get her to believe that she's happy that Scrappy's moving out, which she's really deep down inside, she's not happy. But she's acting like she's in a better place in her life. And all I could think of during the whole conversation is why her mama still had freeze curls in 2012. Where do you even go to get that done? She must have done it herself. She had to do it herself. Because I haven't seen freeze curls since she looked like the cover of an Escape album. She was just kicking it. No, that was stupid. I know that was stupid. But, yeah, and the jumpsuit, too. She walked in the house with a denim jumpsuit on looking like Jennifer Lopez. It reminded me, I want to say it was Jennifer Lopez that had a jumpsuit. I don't know why I associate a denim jumpsuit with Jennifer Lopez, but I do. Maybe she had one in her clothing line, or she wore one in the 90s, but I just associate that look with her. So anyways, after that, they treat us like Rashida trying to have a little romantic night with her husband, which was nice until they started talking about money. And I didn't really care about that. But Rashida's very beautiful too. And she has like an effortless beauty. So that was just a little snippet. Maybe that whole scene lasted maybe a minute. Then, trying to remember whether Stevie J went with Benzino before, after he talked to Mimi. It was after. I believe that Stevie J was sitting on the steps with his sweater vest on, waiting for Mimi, and she walked up with her velour pants on, and it was like blast from the past. Now I see why Stevie J is always talking in like 90 slang, because he's speaking Mimi's language, because she said her talking head something about smack it up, flip it, rub it down. And I was like, that's some Belle Biv DeVoe. I remember Belle Biv DeVoe. So he's speaking Mimi's language. But they're all in some kind of... their whole situation reminds me of the movie The Village. Like, I don't know if you ever saw The Village, but if you haven't, spoiler alert, fast forward 20 seconds if it's really going to bother you, but I doubt it will. In The Village, you saw these people and you thought they were living in the 1800s, because that's like the way it looked. Like 1700s, 1800s, something like that. Colonial times. And then the twist is that it's modern day. They live somewhere in the middle of the city, but they're just deep into the forest by the city living in the 1800s. And that's the way I feel about where the people we're watching on this show are in ATL. Like, they're in a very special little spot in Atlanta where it will forever be 1993 to 1996. And that's just the way they live. Like The Village. Anyways, I saw, after, Mimi tries to do her little tough chick act like, I'm not taking this from you no more, when everybody looking at this saying, yeah, you are. You're going to turn around tomorrow and forgive him and let him right back in the door. So save your breath. Anyways, after that, for some reason, Stevie J is riding with Benzino. And somebody tell me, why is he always in the passenger side? Does he not have a driver's license? Is his license suspended? Every time you see Stevie J in a car, someone else is driving him. Oh, his feet can't reach the pedals. I just thought about that. Because looking at him in the car with Benzino, the headrest was way up here. And Stevie J's head is way down here. So he'd need a booster seat to drive anyways. But that aside, he's trying to get advice from Benzino, who I hear used to be famous. That's what I heard. Somebody told me that. Somebody said that Eminem wrote a lyric about Benzino, something like that. I don't know. I don't know Benzino. I never followed him, so I don't know. But I hear he used to be somebody, and so Stevie J went to him for some brotherly, fatherly advice about romantic life or whatever at the very tender age of 47. I don't know how old Stevie J is, but I'm just guessing he's 45 to 47. But I don't know. I didn't care about all that, because it's just hot air. It's hot air. He's gonna do what he's gonna do anyways. He's not gonna be monogamous. Say it with me, monogamous. He ain't gonna be that. So he can say it as many times as well. He's not gonna be that. So then we get to see Scrappy going to see his bestie, Bucky, from Flavor of Love, or what's her name, Shay now. And I learned today that best friend is the new term for other woman, jump off, side piece. Yeah, we're just going to say my best friend. Anyhow, they're at the pool talking about some crap. I don't remember what they talked about. All I remember is her bad wig. It was bad. I mean, it was one of those, not even a beauty shop, like not the beauty supply store bad. The type of store where it's kind of like a beauty supply, but it's also a bodega, and you can get mixtapes there, and you could also get fried chicken there, and you can get that wig there. That's what that wig reminded me of. It was, and she had it pulled all the way down here. That was very, it's obvious to me, but I don't think men can tell. I really, honestly, if you're a man and you can tell if a woman has a wig on, please let me know. I mean, let me quantify that. I'm going to say a straight male, because I know a lot of gay guys, they pay a little bit more attention to detail, and I know that's probably stereotype, but in my experience of the people I've met, they pay a little bit more attention to detail, whereas straight guys, they don't really pay a whole lot of attention to detail on women, it seems. So I just want to know if there's any straight guys out there. Can you tell when a woman has a lace front on, or when she has a regular wig on, or when she has a weave, or what? I just want to know. So then we go to the dance studio with Joseline, and she's not dancing, she is walking, and her dance instructor has a nerve to count this stuff off. He's like 5, 6, 7, 8, and they walk and walk and walk. Shoulder, shoulder, point. Hip, hip, microphone. And he got paid for that. And that makes me reevaluate my life. Why am I going to school? Why am I getting education? I need to open a dance studio and teach tranny strippers how to walk. I can do that. I can count it off too. And 5, 6, 7. I can do that. Maybe I will. Got to pay student loans off at some point. So, worst comes to worst, I'll be teaching people how to walk. Anyways. Oh, I almost forgot. I got to get into those braids that Joseline had. Yeah. Those cornrows with the extensions on it. It kind of reminds me of when young girls started doing extensions in their own hair. And I know I'm speaking from experience. I learned how to put extensions in my hair in 8th grade. And I got really good at it in 9th grade. But in 8th grade, I would have done some stuff like what is on Joseline's head right there. I would have went and got that $1.99 pack of Cankalon, the type that kind of cuts your fingers when you're trying to braid with it, and stretch it. You take the hair and you cut it in half and you stretch it and you just put it in the end and you light the lighter, flip, burn the tip. I remember that. That is some back in the day stuff, but it's 1996 in that part of Atlanta, if you haven't guessed. So anyway, she put that on her head and went on national television like that. I mean, she's going to be a recording artist or something like that. No. Those braids, that was painful. Anyways, let me go right directly to the fight because I don't want to think about those braids anymore because they're going to give me flashbacks. So we get to outside the studio, and Erica and Scrappy are waiting by the car, and they're like, oh, I heard that they're going to be in the studio tonight. And of course, as the producers have arranged it, Stevie J and Joseline come walking out, and Joseline has on her thigh-high Pretty Woman boots. Oh. And I'm still laughing at Erica calling Stevie J Lil Man and Lil Old Stevie J, Lil Ass Stevie J, something like that. The little fella. That was good. And like I said before, people was clowning Scrappy on that shirt on Twitter. Like for, I don't know how many tweets I read, but a lot of people was clowning on your shirt because it's a bootleg shirt. It had the little Gucci pattern and the Gucci colors with the three colors that they usually use, the green, the red, and like a cream color, and then a little bit of brown, like what you would see on the Gucci purse. But instead of having the interlocking G's, it just had little X's all over the shirt. And people were clowning, saying, oh, he got that shirt on Delancey Street. Now, if you, I mean, I think most people know this, but if you don't know it, what they were saying when they were saying stuff like that was, like every town has their little spot where you go and get your bootleg stuff. Well, up north, a lot of us will go down to a particular section of Chinatown in New York, and usually the side that's closest to Little Italy. And you're either gonna go down Canal Street or Bowery Street, or in some cases Delancey Street. And this is where you're gonna get your Fucci, your fake Prada, your fake whatever fake thing you want. The Rolexes with the little hand that tick 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 when they not supposed to. That's where you get that stuff. And this is where Scrappy and Stevie J seem to be getting their hats, their shirts, and their shoes. And still wearing the shirt and shoes matching thing, or the hat and shoes matching thing. That's also a very 90s thing. I don't know about that. I remember when people used to have the sweater hats where it'd be like a sweater and it had the matching hat that was the same pattern as the sweater. That was a big deal back then too. And I was shocked by this, but Stevie J actually walked up and started to apologize. And in the middle of him apologizing, which I think caught Scrappy off guard, Scrappy starts talking about how, oh, well, that's my baby mama, and how would you feel if somebody said that about your baby mama? And Stevie J is like, yeah, I got 5 of them. But the way he said it was like they were expendable, interchangeable, and he had spares. That, and also I wonder if it was a little bit of like a dick measuring contest, like, oh yeah, you got 1 baby mama, but I got 5. So Scrappy wasn't going for that. He's trying to do his mean mug face. I got a daughter. That was my best impression. I can't do them mean mugging faces. But and on top of it, Scrappy can't do it either. The person that can do a mean mugging face is Stevie J. He got like 47 different mean mugging faces. He must go home. I swear he practiced that in the mirror. He'd just be at home like. Okay, I only have like 4.5. I'm not on Stevie J level yet. But anyways, he has a lot of those faces, and Scrappy can't touch a Stevie J mean mug face. So then Joseline decides she's going to interrupt, and she's like, what's the problem? What's the problem? And then she goes to her talking head, which this chick, you got to pick an accent and stick with it. Because first she starts out, and she's like, I think I heard about this beach. And then she says, hold on, what's going on? Pick an accent. Stick with it. Maybe you might be believable one day. Might. But right now, no. I can't with the fake accents. Pick a fake accent that you can convincingly do. And stick with that. Aside from that, Erica's like, well, who the hell are you anyways? She's not here for Joseline. She just wants to deal with Stevie J and him calling her a bitch and a slut monkey. I can't say the word slut monkey without laughing. I don't know why, but that shit is hilarious to me. But anyways, she just wants to deal with that. So she says to Joseline, like, who the hell are you? And Joseline is like, I'm Joseline Rodriguez or Hernandez, Torres, something. Anyways, I'm Joseline Hernandez, baby. Or Fernandez. I don't know. Whatever fake last name she chose. It's something with an S. And so Erica's like, whatever, I don't care about you. And she goes right back to arguing with Stevie J. And then all of a sudden you just see Stevie J and Scrappy tussling. And I shouldn't say all of a sudden because it wasn't all of a sudden. It was edited and you can't even see who threw the first blow. And I rewound it, paused it, and it literally goes from conversation, these guys fighting with a security guard or bouncer or whatever the guy is that's trying to break up the fight. Like they clearly chopped and pasted that shit so it's edited. So that bothered me because you can't really tell what the true situation is, who threw the first blow or what. So they're tussling and Scrappy appears to be trying to hit Stevie J on his head. Meanwhile, Stevie J appears to be trying to penetrate the little Scrappy. He's like holding on to him like something real fierce and passionate. Like it was like I keep saying, people keep talking all summer about 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Grey. No, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. It's 40 Shades of Stevie. So they end up on the ground, and at one point they're kind of when they fell, which was I think caused by the bouncer trying to break them up. At that point, it looked to me like Erica and Joseline were fighting too, and they ended up being underneath Scrappy and Stevie J. So the next thing you still see Stevie J on top of Scrappy, holding him, caressing his neck with his teeth. I don't know. He was just I don't know what Stevie J was doing. He was was it a bear hug? I don't know what the hell that was, but he was just on him with his face all in his neck, giving him love bites or whatever. And you see Joseline climbing out of one side, and then you see the bouncer guys pulling Erica out on the other side. And then the next thing, they were like that for a while. They don't really totally show them breaking up because it's another edit, and then you just see them walking and they're not fighting anymore. And then all of a sudden Joseline tries to sneak. I think she tries to sneak attack Scrappy. And then somehow Stevie J and Scrappy start tussling again. And since Scrappy had his back to the curb, and there's a curb there, and then there's like a parking board thing, like those long brick things that they have in front of parking spaces. And it looked to me like Scrappy had tripped backwards on that while he was being pulled by 3 bouncers, because there's 3 bouncers on one side of Scrappy and nobody on the other side of Stevie J. So Stevie J kind of has the advantage over Scrappy at that moment. And then you see a quick edit again, and Joseline's on the ground underneath the car, with no boots on, which I don't know when she had time to take those boots off because the zippers were long as all get out. But she has no boots on. Then you see another edit, and you see them dragging Stevie J away, and he gets up like he broke his dick. That's all. I'm just gonna be blunt. He's holding on to it like he broke it, and I guess that's what happens when you get thoroughly aroused during a fight. I'm sorry. I just believe that. I mean, that's reason number one was the love bite on the neck during the fight. Reason number two is getting up with a broken dick because you had a stiffy during the fight. And he limps away holding that junk for a while. Number three, he goes by the car and then smokes a cigarette. Like, that was good. That's not what you do after a fight. You don't smoke a cigarette. That's what some people do after sex. So for Stevie J, that was just foreplay. I don't know, but that was just crazy. And, you know, of course, Joseline and Erica are still yelling back and forth at each other. And Stevie J is trying to get Joseline in the car. And she finally gets in the car and they go their separate ways. And then what happens after that? There was like a little luncheon after that with the ladies. And Rashida's talking about how Scrappy called her up and told her what happened. And Mimi is sitting there giving her a little bit of advice. Keisha Michelle is sitting there for no reason. I don't know what reason she had there. And then Erica comes walking in and she's, you know, telling her, yeah, that what Scrappy said is true. That's what happened. They you know, met up and now I have problems with this, Joseline, like you have problems with, so I got your back. And I'm like, Erica, you don't need to have Mimi's back because Mimi don't have your back. Mimi don't even have her own back. Mimi is that girl whose boyfriend will punch her in the face and she will cry and call you and you'll come and pick her up and call the cops on him and then she'll go right back with that nigga the next day, wasting your time. You don't need to have her back. Got your own problems. Anyways, so that's what I saw of the episode. Even with the bad editing, I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't know why they edited that way. Unless, you know, somebody has warrants or, no, they wouldn't be on TV if they have warrants. But if they were violating parole or something, they want to show that they actually hit somebody. Because of all the shows that I've seen with fighting, you see Bad Girls Club, you see them fighting, you see them doing all kind of craziness, you see it. People fighting on cheaters. You see people fighting on Jerry Springer. So it's not a matter of, oh, we can't show people fighting on television. That's not that at all. So I don't know what their reasoning was behind trying to draw that back, unless the producer is afraid of getting the Shawnee O'Neal treatment, where people want to see this ratchetness, but then they turn on you and say, oh, you're you know, not good for the community. Maybe that's her deal, because I know there's a female executive producer of this show as well, and she doesn't want to get painted with that Shawnee O'Neal brush. But the difference between you and Shawnee O'Neal is you are off camera for most of the part. You're off camera. You might be directing some from the sidelines, but you're off camera. Shawnee O'Neal is sitting right there, acting like it's all gravy, and then coming back later and saying, oh, I was so upset. If she was upset, she should have said she was upset right at that moment, not after your PR rep comes back to you and tells you what the public is saying. Now you want to be upset. So I don't know what that is, but anyways, I look forward to the next episode because Mama D is back and I love her theatrics. And like I said it before, I'll say it again. This is black people's telenovelas. You could probably play this on Univision or Telemundo and people would be fine, because Mama D, the way she acted in the previews when she was saying to Erica, Scrappy had an asthma attack and you left him for dead. That is just, that's so over dramatic. It's so over the top, but I love it. It's like, I like watching her. Anyways, so you see that. You see Erica and Scrappy, they sitting at a table arguing. And, and you see, what's her name comes back? Carly. Talking about she got K. Michelle on tape doing something. I don't know what, but she's like, I got you on tape. So, that's next week. Can't wait for that. And meanwhile, I almost forgot to mention I listened to both interviews, the Stevie J interview and the little Scrappy interview, and they're both basically saying how they each feel that they won the fight. It's whatever. Um, Lil Scrappy did come back and say that he did not that his statements were misinterpreted because I guess he was quoted as saying that gay people are the reason why there's AIDS or gay people have AIDS or something crazy like that. So he came back and he said that's not what he said. He said that people being on the down low and lying and cheating and sleeping around is what is spreading. But he also said that he knows that straight people can get AIDS and expose other people to AIDS as well, and that's not what his point was. So that is what it is. I didn't hear the original statement, so I can't um, give, I don't feel comfortable giving my opinion unless I actually read or heard from my own ears his original statement. So that's neither here or there. I'm just responding to what I heard in the subsequent interviews. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for now. The only other thing I have to add is they keep playing those damn Big Ange commercials during the show, and that chick is starting to really scare me. Like between her voice, her look, the giant boobs, it's like it's very. It went from being interesting to being very shocking, and it's like she almost reminds me of those people on Discovery Channel. There's like my shocking story or what's that other one? I'm addicted to plastic surgery. Or one of those type of shows. That's what she looks like to me. Like she should be on one of those shows and not on VH1. I don't know whether I could watch a whole hour of just her. It's just very, very disturbing to me. I don't know. But that's it. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. You hit me up on Twitter at Fashion Freak. I'll put the little Twitter thing. No, I usually put it on that side, I think. But that's it. And I'll put a link to the blog if you want to see the screen by screen or screenshots of the fight. I have them on the blog, and I'll post the link over here, right down there. So, good night. You're all a bunch of slut monkeys. But by the way, you look great tonight.